Hi there. This is a correction to yesterday's exercise, even though most of you didn't submit. Let's go straight to it. Number 1. Which of the following is not a factor of 72? That simply means which of these cannot divide 72 without a remainder? And that's 15. So that's 15, which is option C. I think I'll just write the correct option where no working is required. 2 says the diagonal of a rhombus. The diagonals of a rhombus are 16 centimeters and 12 centimeters long. Calculate the length of each side if this is a rhombus. This is a rhombus. One of its length. Let me make this side longer. One of its diagonals is 12. Let me make it this. This diagonal is 12 centimeters. And this vertical diagonal, which is longer than the horizontal, is 16 centimeters. I'm labeling outside so that whatever I represent in the rhombus will be clear. Now find the length of its side. Calculate the length of its side. Let L be the length of a side, or let me make it X. The length of the side of a rhombus. A rhombus has equal sides, so if this is X, this also be X, this also be X, and this also be X. So if this diagonal is 16, that simply means half of it is 8, because the diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other. And if this diagonal is 12, that means half of it is 6, which means this is 6, which means from this place to this place is 6 centimeters. Now we can bring out this right angle triangle to find the length of each side of a rhombus. If I bring out that right angle triangle, which is this, if I bring out this right angle triangle, I'll be able to find the length of each side of a rhombus. And that's what I've brought out here. So this is X, of course this is a right angle. This is 8 centimeters and this is 6 centimeters. So if we use Pythagoras rule, X squared will be equal to 8 squared plus 6 squared, which says hypotenuse squared is equal to the sum of the squares of the two other sides. And that means 64 plus 36, which is 100. And X is therefore the square root of 100, which is 10 centimeters. So the length of the side of a rhombus, the length of each side of a rhombus is 10 centimeters, and that's option C. Now number 3, what percentage of 4 meters is 200 centimeters? That simply means is 20 centimeters. That simply means 20 centimeters over 4 meters times 100%, which means 20 centimeters. 4 meters is the same as 400 centimeters times 100%. Centimeter cancels centimeter. 0 cancels 0. 0 cancels 0. 4 here 1. 4 here 5. And the answer is 5%. We go to, and the correct option is C too. Now number 4, a cone is 12 centimeters high and has a base diameter of 10 centimeters. Its slant height is 6 centimeters. Okay, its slant height is dashed. Let's go to that. This is a cone. This is a cone. That's a cone. It has a base diameter of 10 centimeters. This is the base diameter. 10 centimeters. And it has a height of 12 centimeters. This is the height. When they say height, it means the vertical height. And there's a slant height L. this is a right angle, and they want us to find that slant height. So I can bring out this right angle triangle. I want to bring out this right angle triangle, and that will simply mean that's going to look like this. That's what I need to find the slant height of the cone. The base radius is going to be 5 centimeters. That's half of the base diameter. This is L, and the height of the cone is 12 centimeters. That triangle is a right angle triangle. So L squared by Pythagoras' rule is the same as 12 squared plus 5 squared, which means 144 plus 25, which is 129, and L is equal to the square root of 129, which is 13 centimeters. So that means the slant height is of a cone is 13 centimeters, and that's option C. Now to number 5. When a transversal crosses two parallel lines, the following statements are true except A, alternate angles are equal. That's correct. Adjacent angles add up to 180 degrees. That's correct. Interior angles add up to 90 degrees. That's not correct. Corresponding angles are equal. So the correct answer is C. This is what they mean if these are two parallel lines, and this is a transversal across them. Interior angles don't add up to give 90. No. So let's go to number 6 quickly. Find the LCM of x squared. LCM of x squared, xy, and yz. That's a piece of cake. We go through the usual method. X squared divided by x is x, xy divided by x is y, yz divided by x is still yz. I will still go to x divided by x is 1, y divided by x is y, yz divided by x is still yz. Now to y, we write 1, y divided by y is 1, yz divided by y is z, and then we go to z, 1, 1, 1. So LCM is equal to x times y times z, which is x squared yz, and the correct option is B. Now to number 7. Solve the equation 4x minus 1 less than or equal to 12x minus 11. And that simply means 4x. Anyway, you can do this: minus 1 less than or equal to minus 1 plus 11. Bring minus 11 to the left hand side and take, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking 4x to the right hand side. I'm bringing minus 11. I'm bringing minus 11. I'm taking 4x to the right hand side. I'm bringing minus 11 to the left hand side. So it becomes minus 1. When minus 11 gets to the left hand side, it becomes plus 11, less than or equal to 12x. When 4x gets to the right hand side, it becomes minus 4x. Minus 1 plus 11 is 10. That's 10 less than or equal to 12x minus 4x is 8x. Now we divide both sides by 8. So that means 2 in 10 is 5, 2 in 8 is 4. 5 over 4 is less than or equal to x. Of course, 8 in 8 is 1. 2 here 4, 2 here 5. So 5 over 4 is, if 5 over 4 is less than or equal to x, that simply means x is That simply means x is greater than or equal to 5 over 4. It's just like saying x is less than 2. That means 2 is greater than x. If I say 2 is greater than x, that means x is less than 2. So we can just write it simply that way. So if 5 over 4 is less than or equal to x, that means x is greater than or equal to 5 over 4. Whatever is less than a number, whatever a number is less than is bigger than that number. So, and that's it, which is the same as, if you like, you can write that as x greater than or equal to 1 over 1 over 4. The correct option is B. You can check the questions yourselves for clarity if you can see them here clearly enough. When 2 is added to 2/5 of a certain number, the result is 5. Find the number. When 2 is added to 2/5 of a certain number, let the number be x. 2 is added to 2/5 of x. 2/5 of x means 2 over 5x plus 2. And they said the result is 2/5 of x. The result is 5. The result is 6 rather. When 2 is added to 2/5 of a certain number, the result is 6. This simply means 2x over 5 is equal to 6 minus 2. That's taking 2 to the right hand side. And that means 2x over 5 equals 4. We now cross multiply. And that means 2x equals 20. Divide both sides by 2 to get x. X equals 10. That means the number is 10, and that's option B. We go to number 9. Number 9 says, a car travels x kilometers in 3 hours. How far can it travel in 12 hours? X kilometers in 3 hours. How far can it travel? 3 hours equals x kilometers. How far can it travel in 12 hours? 12 hours will be equal to... No. X kilometers in 3 hours. X kilometers in 3 hours. That means in 1 hour, it travels x divided by 3 kilometers. Therefore, 12 hours is going to be 12 times x over 3. 12 times x over 3 kilometers. 3 here 1, 3 here 4. And that means 4x kilometers. That means the car will travel 4x kilometers in 12 hours. And that option is B. Now to number 10. Number 10. Number 10 says, if the ratio 2 to 3 is expressed in the form x to 12, find the value of x. 2 to 3, ratio 2 to 3 equals ratio x to 12. What's the value of x? We can simply write this, the ratios, as fractions. 2 to 3 means 2 over 3. And x to 12 means, ratio x to 12 means x over 12. Now we can cross multiply, and that means 3x equals 24. Divide both sides by 3 to get x. Which means x equals 3 here 1, 3 here 1, 3 here 1, 3 and 24 is 8. X equals 8. And the correct option is B. Number 11. Simplify x minus 3 divided by 4 minus x plus 1 divided by 3. The LCM of the denominators is 12. So 4 in 12 is 3. We multiply that by the numerator of the first fraction, which is going to be 3 times x minus 3. Minus 3 in 12 is 4. We multiply that by x plus 1. And that means we now open the bracket. 3x minus 9 equals minus 4x. Don't forget, minus 4 times plus 1 is going to be minus 4 all over 12. And that means 3x minus Here I want to do 3x minus 4x, that's minus x, minus 9 minus 4, that's minus 13, all over 12. All over 12. And that's the correct answer, minus x minus 13 over 12. Let me move that back to put the correct option in front of it. And the correct option is B. Minus x minus 13 over 12. Now we go to number 12. A father is twice as old as his son. What is the sum of their ages if the son's age is x years? Okay. Father is twice as old. So let son and twice as old as his son, and son is x. That means father equals 2x. If father is 2x, that simply means if father is 2x, sum of ages sum of their ages is therefore x plus 2x, which is, that's a piece of cake actually. That's very, very simple. Sum of their ages equals 3x years. 3x years. Now to number 13, and the correct option to that is B. Number 13 says the bearing S 30 degrees south 30 degrees west is equivalent to, I think that's a piece of cake too. South 30 degrees west. This is north. Maybe I need to move that down a little. This is north. This is east. This is west. And this is south. South 30 degrees west means from south to west 30 degrees. That's what it means. This is south 30 degrees east. And that's, now what they're saying here is that we should write it as a 3-figure bearing, and that's going to mean the whole of this angle, which is, of course, you can see that from this place to this place is 180. If you add 30 to that, you have 210. So south 30 degrees west, the bearing south 30 degrees west is the same as 180 plus 30, which is 210 degrees. 180 plus 30, which is 210 degrees, as a 3-figure bearing. And the correct option is B. Now, that's what it is. No, I think I can put that. So we move on to number 14 very quickly. Number 14 says a tricycle travels 180 kilometers in 4 hours. What is its speed? Distance equals 180 kilometers and time equals 4 hours. Speed is distance over time, and that's 180 kilometers over 4 hours, which is 4 here 1, 4 in 18 is 4, remaining 2, 4 in 20 is 5, and that's 45 kilometers per hour. Of course, you know the unit of speed is kilometers per hour. And the correct option to that is B. Now, 15. The area of a triangle is 54 centimeters squared. If the height of a triangle is 6, find its base. The area of a triangle is given by the formula half base times height. So that means half times base, which is B, multiplied by h, which is 6, is 54. That simply means 2 here 1, 2 here 3, which means 3b equals 54. We divide both sides by 3 to get b, and that means b equals 1, and that's 18 centimeters. So the base is 18 centimeters. which is B. Now to number 16, I guess. Yeah, that's it, number 16. A wristwatch costs 8,000 naira. At what price will Kunle sell it to make a profit of 20%? A wristwatch costs 8,000 naira. At what price will Kunle sell it to make a profit of 20%? Cost 8,000 naira. At what price will Kunle sell it? Okay, cost price is 8,000 naira. What's going to be selling price if you want to make a profit of 20%? So percentage profit is 20. What's going to be the selling price? Selling price is given by the formula 100 plus or minus gain or loss percent over 100 times cost price, and here it's a gain, so we're going to add that to 100, so that means 100 plus 20 over 100 times cost price, which is 8,000, and that means 120 over 100 times 8,000. 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0. I need to cancel, 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0, and we have 120 times 80, and that's 9,609. So you must sell at 9,600 to make a profit of 20%. Number 16, that's C. That's option C. Now to number 17. Find the area of a circle of diameter 14 centimeters when pi is 20/7. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Radius is diameter over 2. Radius is diameter over 2, which is 14/2, and that's 7 centimeters. Therefore, area is pi, which is 20/7 times r squared, which is 7 times 7. 7 here 1, 7 here 1, and that's 154 centimeters squared. Number 18. A pencil costs 10 naira. A pencil costs 10 naira while a dozen costs 100 naira. How much would Mrs. Musa save if she buys 96 pencils at dozen price? Okay, one pencil at the original price is 10 naira. 1 dozen, which is 12 pencils, is, when you buy many, you get a discount most of the time. 1 dozen is 100 naira. You can see instead of 120 for 12, you are paying 100 naira. Now, how much will Mrs. Musa save if she buys 96 pencils at dozen price? So 1 pencil, that means 1 pencil at dozen price is equal to 100 divided by 12. And I'm just going to leave that as 100 divided by 12 naira so that I don't get a clumsy fraction to deal with. One pencil at dozen price is going to be 100 divided by 12. Therefore, 96 pencils at dozen price is going to be equal to 96 times the cost of 1 pencil at dozen price, which is 96 times 100 over 12. So 12 here 1, 12 in 96 is 8, and that means 800 naira. So amount saved, okay, 96 pencils at the original price, That's at the price without a discount. At the original price is going to be 96 times 10, which is 960 naira. Therefore, amount saved by Mrs. Musa. Amount saved is going to be original price 96 pencils, the cost of 96 pencils at the original price minus the cost of the 96 pencil at dozen price, which is 960 minus 800, and that's 160 naira. What's the correct option? And the option is C. Now to number 19. Find the perimeter of a regular hexagon with side 5 centimeters. A hexagon is a 6-sided shape. One, two, three, 4, and we can go 5, 6. So if each length is 5 centimeters, perimeter is going to be the sum of all of those lengths, which is 5 times 6. Perimeter equals 6 times 5, which is 30 centimeters. That's just by adding all of the lengths together. Now I think that's number 20. How many lines of symmetry does a square have? A square has 4 lines of symmetry. And the correct option is C. The line of symmetry is the number of ways into which the shape can be folded into 2 equal halves. So the last one, which is number 21, says express 0.000724 in standard form. That's going to be, just move this decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 forward, and that will be 7.24 times 10 raised power. When you move decimal to the right, the power of 10 is negative, and when you move to the left, it is positive. That's 7.24 times 10 raised power minus 4, which is option D. Okay. It looks like it looks like that's the only question that has an answer different from B and C. All right, so that's it. Very, very simply, you can zoom in to see the questions clearly, and I'm sure when you go through the solutions, you understand them. Thank you very much, and